form by taking only the D, like 80, love, etc. Also, there are some words which end in a vowel plus Y, and by this they keep the Y and take only the D, like play, played, etc. Also, verbs that end in a consonant plus Y drop the Y and take IED, like study, studied, tried, tried, etc. Also, verbs which end in one syllable, one stressed syllables between two consonants, double the last consonant and take only ED, like stop, stop. Also, the past symbol can be used in some situation, like when the action happened at a specified time in the past, like they went to Australia last year. Also, past symbol may be used for past habits, so she liked to play piano as a child. Also, for past action which happened one immediately another, like I packed my clothes, grabbed my passport and drove to the airport. Also for past action which will not take place again, like the new Mercedes Maybach released the last year. The Hunger Games. The Hunger Games is a trilogy written by the American author Susan Collins. Susan Collins was born in August 10, 1963 in Hartford, Connecticut by her mother, which was Jane Collins, and also her father, which was Colonel Michael Collins, who served in two wars, which was the Korean War and also the Vietnamese War for some years. So firstly, Susan Collins started her career as a child story writer, and then some years later she released the first part of the trilogy, which was The Hunger Games. The Hunger Games was partly inspired in the Greek myth, which was Theseus and the Minotaur, and partly inspired on her father's career in the aircraft. Also, 1 year later, in September 2009, she released the second book of the trilogy, which was The Catching Fire. And then 1 year later again, in August 24, 2010, she released the last part of the trilogy, which was The Mockingjay. Also, from the first book of the trilogy, she took the inspiration by her father's career in the aircraft, which gave her thoughts about poverty, starvation, and also other effects of the war. And also, within 14 months, she released about 1.5 million books were sold in America and states around it. And also, The Hunger Game was a New York Times bestseller for more than 60 weeks in a row. Also, the Hunger Games universe is Dystopia is set in Panem, which is a country in the North America, which is consisting of the wealthy capital, which is surrounded by originally 13 more other districts which are in addition state of poverty with it. Also, every day, one boy and one girl from the first to 12 districts has to participate and are selected via lottery in a live transmitted deathmatch battle royale called the Hunger Games. Also, the time when the Hunger Games takes place, it's at an stated time in the future. And also, the wealthy capital is the ruler of all the other districts, and also is the richest place instead of the other 13 districts. Also, the main character of the Hunger Games is Katniss Everdeen, which is basically lives in District 12, which is the poorest region of the Panem. And also that the 12th district is well known for people which there regularly die of starvation. Also, as a punishment of a past revolution set up against the capital called the Dark Days, when the District 13 was nuclearly bombed, one boy and one girl from the 1st to 12th other districts has to participate in a deathmatch battle royale where teens from the age 12 to 18 are forced to fight each other to death in a very dangerous area which consists in the water and also in the ground. Also, the Hunger Games are made for two main reasons. The first reason is to provide happiness, or let's say entertainment, for the wealthy capital. And the second reason for the Hunger Games is to provide, to remind all of the other districts the real power of capital. Also, all the story about the Hunger Games is set following the 16 years old Katniss Everdeen, which, as I said, is from District 12, which is the poorest region, the district. And also she takes place as a participant in the Hunger Games instead of her younger sister, which was only 12 years old, which was Primrose Everdeen, which was selected via lottery in the Hunger Games. Also, as we know, two youngs from every district has to participate in the Hunger Games. As we see, another participant from District 12 in the Hunger Games would be Peter Malark, which is also from District 12, and also is known as the son of the bakery. And also a fact about Katniss Everdeen and Peter Malark is that once Peter Malark saved Katniss Everdeen's life when she was dying of starvation. Also, Peter confesses a long time secret love about Katniss, and the last one, so Katniss Everdeen, when realized this, she's totally stunned because she usually doesn't let herself to think about romantic attraction due to her traumatizing childhood, and thinking that she may lose all her future child in the Hunger Games. In the near ending, Peter Malark and Katniss Everdeen are the last two survivors, but for the game to end, one of them must die. So after a very valuable dialogue between them, Katniss finds a great solution of a double suicide by poisonous blackberries. This thing will make the authorities to consider both of them the winners of the Hunger Game and to go there just a matter of time to save their lives. Also, some other main characters that would be seen in the trilogy would be Gale Halford, which, like Katniss Everdeen, Primrose Everdeen, and also Peter Malark is from District 12. He also would be seen as a hunting partner of Katniss Everdeen because both of them usually go hunting outside of District 12. Another very important character would be Haymitch, which also has won years ago the Hunger Games, and now he is used as the patron of the District 12 and also a caretaking for all the District 12 participants. Another main character is Aphie Trinket, who, like Haymitch, is also a winner of the Hunger Games, and now she is used as a patron of District 12 and taking care for every participant from District 12 in years. Also, one other character that would be seen in the first scenes of the book would be the Primrose Everdeen and Katniss Everdeen mother, which also live in District 12, and is a great personality to be followed from youngs and also young mothers. So this was the Hunger Games. Thanks for watching.
So today I'm going to talk about a book called The Night Queen's Blue Velvet Dress. This book talks about a boy and his story starts when his mother has to go out of the town for a job meeting which lasts for 4 days, and then she has to meet a friend for 2 days, which is already a week, and it is a long time for a child to stay alone. This is the reason why his mother thinks that Leo should go to Nana, who's Leo's grandmother. Anyway, Leo first didn't want to go because he said she doesn't have a TV, she doesn't have internet, video games, or something like that. But the real reason was because he had a long time without cooking at Nana and he was a little nervous. After that, he finally said yes, and and his mother decided to give him a small notebook where he can write every day about the things that he did. Actually, the main thing why Leo said okay was that Nana lived in the desert where there wasn't any trees or any grass. There were only cactuses and rocks, but this actually is also good because there weren't any streets. So at the night, without any noises, you can see the sky very well, which was the thing that Leo liked a lot. After this, when he arrives at Nana, he understood that it was going to be a long week because Nana planned a lot of work to do with him, like painting, cleaning, and things like that. The first day they stayed at the garden with cactuses, and it was quite fun because while they were looking at the sky, Nana said, "This looks exactly the same as the Night Queen's blue velvet dress." First, Leo, as other children, got like, "What is this?" And this is the reason why Nana started saying him a story. This is the beginning of the story. The Night Queen was a beautiful queen, and she was also a nice person. She was married to a king, and they loved each other a lot. But one day, the king got sick and he couldn't see the thing that he loved a lot, which was the night sky. This is the reason why all the story keeps going.